Think your food storage game is solid? What if everything you've been told is wrong? Today we're exposing 15 shocking food storage myths that could turn your carefully planned pantry into a recipe for disaster. From expired cans that are still good to magic freeze-dried meals, these busted myths will change how you think about prepping. Myth: you need hundreds of pounds of wheat for your food storage. Fact: wheat is the superhero of food storage, but not everyone needs to wear the cape. Gluten intolerance and celiac disease make wheat a no-go for millions of people. Plus, learning to grind wheat and bake from scratch isn't exactly a Netflix and chill activity. It takes patience. Instead of hoarding 300 pounds of wheat like you're auditioning for Preppers the Musical, consider other grains like rice or oats. They're versatile, easier to use, and much kinder to your digestive system. If wheat fits your pantry and taste buds, go for it. But make sure you know how to turn that grain into something your family will actually eat. Myth: beans can be stored indefinitely without any issues. Fact: beans may seem immortal, but even these little powerhouses can dry out so much they could double as marbles. Cooking ancient beans? Good luck. You'll need a magic wand or, more realistically, a pressure cooker. If they still don't soften, try grinding them into bean flour. It's a great thickener for soups and stews, plus it saves those stubborn beans from a future as paperweights. Better yet, stock up on canned beans. They're pre-cooked, nutrient-packed, and don't require hours of soaking and boiling. Just rotate your stash and you won't be bean-boozled by bad beans. Myth: people will eat anything when they're starving. Fact: sure, hunger makes food taste better, but even the hungriest person can only handle so many cans of turkey tetrazzini before staging a revolt. Food fatigue is real, folks. Think of it like this: you love pizza, right? Now imagine eating it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner for 2 weeks. By day 3, you're eyeing the broccoli like it's a treat. The key? Variety. Stock versatile ingredients like rice, pasta, and spices so you can whip up a ton of different dishes. Because nobody wants to survive a disaster and discover their family has gone full kitchen nightmare. Myth: a pantry full of canned food is all you need. Fact: while canned food is the MVP of easy storage, relying solely on it is like building your dream team with just goalkeepers. It won't work. Over time, canned food loses nutrients, flavor, and texture. And let's be honest, eating mushy canned tuna every day could turn even the most optimistic prepper into a food critic. Diversify your food storage, line up with freeze-dried options, dried goods, and pantry staples like rice and pasta. They last longer, taste fresher, and offer flexibility for creating new recipes. Remember, variety is the spice of life, and it's also the secret to not crying over another can of mystery meat during an emergency. Myth: any extra space works for food storage. Fact: storing food in your attic might seem like a good idea until your canned soup turns into a science experiment. Heat, humidity, and light are food's worst enemies, and they'll make your stockpile expire faster than milk in the sun. The solution? Find a cool, dark, and dry spot in your home. Think of it as creating a 5-star hotel for your food, only without the room service. Declutter your living space and prioritize areas like closets, under beds, or basements for long-term storage. Because nobody wants to find their emergency rations have been cooked by the summer heat before they've even opened a can. Myth: food companies labeled shelf lives guarantee how long food will last. Fact: shelf life dates are like speed limits, suggestions that depend on conditions. Properly stored food can last decades, but if you let your stockpile bake in the garage, even the toughest freeze-dried lasagna will wave the white flag. Keep your food in stable, cool temperatures and protect it from pests, light, and humidity. A can of soup isn't going to spoil overnight, but it might lose flavor and nutrients over time. Trust your senses. If it looks good, smells fine, and hasn't morphed into a can-shaped balloon, it's probably safe. Just don't use a hot attic as your pantry unless you're prepping for a gourmet disaster. Myth: freeze-dried just-add-water meals are the perfect solution. Fact: sure, they're quick and easy. Just add hot water and voila, dinner served. But eating pre-made chicken teriyaki for 2 weeks straight will have you dreaming of plain rice. These meals are great for short-term emergencies, but they're not exactly a Michelin star experience. Most of these meals lack variety, and the additives can leave your taste buds bored and your body confused. Use them as a backup plan, not your main course. Instead, stock individual ingredients that let you mix and match recipes. Think of your food storage like a Netflix queue. You need options, or you'll end up regretting your life choices after 3 episodes of the same show. Myth: once you've stocked up for a year, you're done. Fact: picture this, the apocalypse hits and you're staring at a mountain of food. Sounds great, until you realize that you have no idea how to cook that freeze-dried quinoa. Knowing what you have, how to prepare it, and how to switch it up is crucial. Food fatigue is real, and without a plan, you're one no thanks away from a revolt. Practice with recipes, rotate your stockpile, and make sure you've got the tools to rehydrate and cook your food. Emergency preparedness isn't about just surviving, it's about thriving. Otherwise, you're just one bad meal away from wishing you'd taken up fishing instead of prepping. Myth: freeze-dried food costs too much to be practical. Fact: at first glance, $35 for a can of freeze-dried cheddar feels like robbery until you realize it's more like a Costco-sized deal in disguise. Freeze-dried foods have zero waste, last for years, and don't spoil like fresh produce. Think about it. How much money have you thrown away on that bag of spinach you swore you'd eat? With freeze-dried ingredients, you're only using what you need. Plus, they're light, versatile, and perfect for recipes. Sure, it's an upfront investment, but over time, your wallet and your trash can will thank you. Just don't forget to savor your $3 per slice homemade freeze-dried pizza. Myth: a survival expert's plan will work for everyone. Fact: sure, the expert's plan sounds impressive, but unless they know your family's obsession with peanut butter and allergy to tuna, it's probably not a perfect fit. One-size-fits-all plans are great for mannequins, but your pantry deserves customization. Your family's food storage plan should suit your tastes, calorie needs, and dietary restrictions. That pre-packed 1-month emergency kit might sound convenient until you realize it contains 72 servings of bland oatmeal and not enough calories to keep a hamster alive. Instead, use expert advice as a guidance and create a stash that's as unique as your Friday pizza night, because survival doesn't have to be boring. Myth: as long as the can isn't opened, the food inside will always be good. Fact: spoiler alert, canned food is not immortal. High-acid foods like tomatoes and pineapples can corrode cans over time, turning your pantry into a chemistry experiment. Rusted seams and bulging cans? That's food storage's way of saying, "Don't eat me." To stay safe, regularly inspect your cans and rotate them. Light rust is fine if you can wipe it off, but if the can looks like it's been through a zombie apocalypse, toss it. And remember, even if it's safe to eat, canned ravioli from 2010 might not be your idea of fine dining. Keep your stock fresh, and you'll be the hero of the dinner table, even in an emergency. Myth: purchasing large quantities always cuts costs. Fact: buying in bulk sounds smart until you're staring at a 50-pound bag of rice wondering why didn't you buy smaller portions. Without a plan, bulk buys can lead to waste, spoiled food, and tears, mostly yours. The trick is to buy only what you'll actually use and rotate your supplies. Bulk is your friend when it's part of a system, like a Costco trip with a grocery list. Otherwise, it's just a fast track to a pantry full of expired oatmeal. So plan ahead, store wisely, and remember, bulk buying isn't about showing off your oversized cart, it's about stretching your budget like a pro. Myth: storing food at home is as good as commercial storage. Fact: your pantry may feel like a fortress, but it's no match for the high-tech setups of professional food storage facilities. They've got temperature control, moisture barriers, and probably a robot or two watching over their stash. At home, you can still achieve great results. Just skip the attic and avoid that damp basement corner. Use airtight containers and keep your food in a cool, dark, and stable environment. Think of your storage space as a VIP suite for your food. With a little care, your pantry can rival commercial storage, minus the robots, of course. But hey, Alexa can keep you company. Myth: buying a prepackaged kit means you're fully prepared. Fact: that shiny bucket labeled 1-month food supply might seem like an easy win until you realize it's a calorie math problem in disguise. With servings averaging 185 calories, you'd be dining on a toddler-sized diet during a crisis. These kits are great as supplements, but don't rely on them to be your entire plan. Review the contents, check for allergens, and make sure your family can actually stomach the meals. Prepackaged kits are like fast food, quick, convenient, but not a full substitute for a well-rounded pantry. Customize and supplement with foods your family loves so you don't end up hungry in a real emergency. Myth: you don't need luxury or comfort foods in survival situations. Fact: sure, survival is about calories, but let's not forget sanity. A little chocolate or peanut butter can turn a bad day into a bearable one, even during a crisis. Plus, nobody wants to see what happens when the family hits week 2 without their favorite snacks. Include a stash of comfort foods in your plan. Whether it's a jar of Nutella, a pack of cookies, or your favorite instant coffee, these treats can boost morale and remind you that life's little pleasures still exist. Because sometimes, survival is just about finding joy in a bite of peanut butter straight from the jar. Thanks for sticking with us through these 15 shocking food storage myths busted. Now it's your turn. What food storage myths have you heard? Share them in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more prepper tips that could make all the difference. Stay prepared, stay safe.